Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Today I have my perfume collection. This video has been highly requested, so thank you guys so much for that. And what I'm going to be doing is the fragrances that I'm going to share with you. They're not going to be in any particular order or anything like that, but I will give you guys a small review or a snippet on the lasting power. Do I like it? Do I wear it often? What I think it smells like. I know I could have gone online and gotten like the base notes and the top notes, but I think it might make it a little bit easier if I end up telling you guys, hey, I think it smells like roses, or hey, I think it smells like cotton candy, or what have you. So I hope you find this video helpful. If you enjoy it, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and I will be putting all of the information on the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? I also wanted to let you guys know that when it comes to fragrances, I don't have a specific type of fragrance that I only use in the spring or that I only use in the summer. I'm the type of person that if I like a fragrance, I will use it year round, and it doesn't even matter where. So I just thought I'd throw that in there just in case, because I know there are some people that have specific fragrances for certain occasions or for certain seasons, but I am not one of those. All right, first up is the My Burberry. This is the Eau de Parfum in the 3 fluid ounces, and this smells it's very floral. I feel that the first initial spray can be a little bit strong, but the dye down has it to be a very light floral scent, which I really like. The staying power, I have found it to be anywhere from 5 to 7 hours, no problem, and it doesn't cause headaches. At least I haven't experienced that. It doesn't cause headaches. It's not overbearing or anything like that when it comes to florals, because I feel like it can be a fine line when it comes to fragrances like that. But I used to wear it a lot more. When I first got it, I couldn't put it down. Now, not so much, but I still consider it to be one of my favorite fragrances. So the My Burberry in the 3 fluid ounces, the Eau de Parfum. All right, the next one is Chanel's Chance. Now this one, when it first came out, I really liked it. And to be honest, I don't wear it too often anymore. I feel that it's very, very strong. Not to the point where it gives me a headache or anything like that, but it has, it kind of has a very strong powdery after, like a dye down, and I don't really, I'm not really one for powdery scents, and I do get that with this one. I really like some of the other Chanel Chances that they have in the line. They have one that smells a little bit more floral, and they have one that's a little bit fresher. I tend to prefer those over this one. So I was a huge, huge fan once upon a time. Not so much. I think I've worn it. I think last year I wore it maybe 4 or 5 times, not too often. But this is the Eau de Toilette in the 3.4 fluid ounces. So Chanel's Chance. Okay, the next one is Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. I absolutely love this fragrance. Again, one of those, when it first came out, I was crazy about it. The staying power for this one, I have found it to be a very long time, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Usually on a work day, if it's on in the morning, I can still smell it on at night. But it's kind of, it kind of has a little bit of a powdery scent to it, not as much as the Chanel Chance, but it also has a nice, like a nice warm dye down to it, which I really, really enjoy. So the Flower Bomb, Viktor and Rolf, and this is the, hopefully it's the Eau de Parfum, and this is the 1.7 fluid ounces. Sometimes the writing is tiny and I have to sit there and go, what does it say? All right, the next one is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. And this one is the, I should have been a little bit more prepared for this, the 3.3 fluid ounces in the Eau de Toilette. And just as the name states, it smells like gardenias. I haven't worn it too often lately, but I really like it. It's also very floral. I don't find it to last as long as other fragrances that I have in my collection. And the dye down is very, very, very light. Sometimes I feel that I don't even smell it on me after like 3 or 4 hours or anything like that, just because it's so light. So if you're looking for that type of floral perfume that's not going to be too overwhelming, then I highly recommend the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. Okay, that's kind of a mouthful too, right? Okay, the next one is Balenciaga. And this is in the, if I can see, no. I think this is in the 1.7 fluid ounces, and it's the Eau de Parfum. There we go. And you know what? When it comes to fragrances, that's another thing. I am a sucker for the packaging. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but sometimes in the past, and even now still, I have to be honest, sometimes if I smell a fragrance, it might not be the best, but then I look at the packaging and I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love it. And sometimes I feel that that is what gets me more than the actual fragrance, just because I want to see it like on my vanity or what have you. I don't know if you guys are like that too. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I just thought I'd share that. Okay, so the Balenciaga Paris. It smells to me like violets. That is the top note. That is what I smell the most. It has a pretty good staying power, anywhere from 6 to 7 hours that I have found. But it can tend to get a little obnoxious. And I say that very loosely only because, yes, it smells like violets, but it doesn't smell like real violets, you know what I mean? Like sometimes when it comes to fragrances, I feel that they can smell a little synthetic, and I kind of smell that when it comes to the Balenciaga. So at first I was really crazy about it. I wore it quite often, and now not so much anymore, just because I feel that I get that synthetic smell more than anything, more than any other note that comes out on this fragrance. So don't use it too often anymore. Okay, the next one was a wonderful gift from a fabulous friend, Marianne. She sent me the Versace Bright Crystal. I used to have this in my collection once upon a time, but this is the 1.7 fluid ounce in the Eau de Toilette. I love the Versace Bright Crystal. When it first came out, I was crazy about it. I think I went through like two full-on bottles of the larger bottles. But this one smells very floral. I love it. It's a nice, light, crisp floral scent with a little bit of a like a green not a green grass, but like a green afternote to it, which I really enjoy. The lasting power on this is also amazing. And any time that I had worn the Bright Crystal, I get so many compliments. People would often say, "What are you wearing? What are you wearing?" And it's because of this Bright Crystal. So I really like it. And again, it has that nice floral scent with a little bit of green to it, but it's not overwhelming, and it won't end up causing you a headache or anything like that. Like I said before, at least in my opinion. So Versace Bright Crystal, and like I said, great staying power. The next one that I have, I think you can see a little bit of a of a pattern when it comes to fragrances. I tend to stick mostly to florals, sometimes citrus, but for the most part, florals and we mesh very well. Okay, so the next one is the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. This is one of those that I absolutely love the packaging because of the cute little bow. And I think this was the 1.7 or the 1 fluid ounce. It doesn't have the tag on there anymore. And I do believe this is the Eau de Parfum. Again, very much so like it's a very floral scent. The most notable scent on here to me is roses. And it's gonna smell intense in this room. I know. I'm sure when I open that door, it's just gonna go crazy. But roses is what I smell the most when it comes to the Blooming Bouquet. Awesome staying power, and I've also gotten a lot of compliments on it, and I have used it quite a bit as well. So as you can see, I've gone through quite a bit. Okay, the next one is Chanel's No. 5 Eau de Parfum. This is a huge bottle that my parents got me. This is the 6.8 fluid ounces. I have used it, but you couldn't tell because look at that. That bottle is enormous. Now, when it comes to Chanel No. 5, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it, and some people rave about it more than any other fragrance that they have in their collection. It does have an insane staying power. I feel that if you spray this on in the morning, you only need one spray because one goes a long way. And it does have that powdery dye down to it. So it's either you love it or you hate it. Some people think that it smells a little too mature, which I can understand, but it is definitely a classic. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like borderline when it comes to Chanel No. 5, to be honest with you. I know a lot of it might be hype for some people, and other people, like I said, are big fans of this and they've been wearing it for 30 plus years or what have you. So for me, I'm kind of in the middle. I wear it very sporadically because sometimes I can get sick of it very quickly. So I'm not the craziest about it, but I don't hate it either. You know what I mean? But this one definitely has, like I said, that powdery scent. right off the bat. What else? Maybe like a musk, like a light musk. Yeah, so Chanel number 5. All right, the next one is Jo Malone Mimosa and Cardamom. This is in the 3.4 fluid ounces. And this one smells floral with citrus. It's a very, very beautiful scent. And the lasting power, it has pretty good lasting power, not as much as some of the other ones that I have in my collection. But unfortunately, I don't wear this anymore, solely because when I first got it, I was crazy about it. I know a lot of people rave about Jo Malone, and anytime someone would say, you know, like if they said, oh, I'm wearing this fragrance, and if it was a Jo Malone, it smelled incredible on people. When I'd go to the counter, I'm just like, oh my gosh, all of these scents, they smell amazing. Unfortunately, I can't do Jo Malone justice. I have tried various different fragrances that they have, or scents, and my body chemistry, there must be something that I have that they put in all of their fragrances that's just not working for me. If you guys have any recommendations, or if you guys are like that as well, let me know in the comment section down below. Hopefully I'm not on an island by myself. But I think these smell amazing. And I've actually thought about using this more of like a room spray, because I love the way that it smells, just not on me. So love Jo Malone, but unfortunately I cannot do it justice. And like I said, it has very fruity, citrusy, floral, all the right notes, and the dye down is very light as well, so it doesn't give you a headache. At least I found that to happen. Okay, the next one is Gucci Bamboo. There we go. And this is the 2.5 fluid ounces, and this is the Eau de Parfum. Again, we go back to florals. I love the way that this smells. It kind of reminds me, of another fragrance. I can't put my finger on it, but it's a very, it has the floral notes to it, and it has a little bit of citrus as well that comes through. But I absolutely love this fragrance. Amazing staying power. I get a ton of compliments on it. I really like it, and it's not nauseating or anything like that. And the dye down seems to have a little bit more of a warmer scent. At least I think it does. But it's still a very, very nice crisp scent that is not obnoxious. So the Gucci Bamboo, absolutely love that. On to an oldie, but always a goodie, and that is Ralph Lauren's Romance. This is in the 3.4 fluid ounces Eau de Parfum Natural Spray. And what can I say about Romance? This is a fragrance that will always be in my collection. I will always repurchase it over and over again. Maybe it's nostalgia, I don't know, but I feel like I've been buying it for 100 years. Oh, it smells so good. It has phenomenal staying power. I get a ton of compliments whenever I wear it, and it is a very floral scent. Very, very much a floral scent, but it's not obnoxious, kind of like some of the other ones that I had mentioned. It's not obnoxious. I feel that the initial spray and the dye down smell exactly the same. It doesn't really... And maybe it gets a tiny bit lighter, but it is also one of those fragrances that if you spray it on in the morning before you go to work, and then when you get home, you still smell it on your clothes. So I love this. Like I said before, maybe it's played out because it's been around for such a long time, but it is a classic. I consider it to be a classic, and I am just a big fan of Ralph Lauren's Romance. So there we go. All right, and I like the simplicity of the bottle as well, even though sometimes I prefer the intricate designs. Anywho, who understands me? All right, the next one is Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. I absolutely love this fragrance. It has a very warm scent to it. It smells a little bit like vanilla, at least I think so. Incredible staying power, and I use this, I mean, very often. I actually have another little purse size that I end up carrying with me sometimes, so I go back and forth, but it smells amazing. When this first came out, I was looking forward to it because we all know that Opium came out, you know, the original Opium came out way back when, and some people are a fan of Opium. I am not. It is way too strong, and maybe it's one of those things that my body chemistry can't do it justice. I have no idea. But this one, it's very it's a very warm scent. Like I said before, it has a little bit of musk, a little bit of amber, maybe some vanilla notes, but it is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the dye down, I feel, is even better than the initial spray. So big fan of Black Opium from Yves Saint Laurent. Okay. The next one that we have is another one of my all-time favorites, and this is Tom Ford's Orchid Soleil. This is in the 1.7 fluid ounces Eau de Parfum, and this fragrance, I actually had a sample of it from Sephora. I used the sample, I try to use it as little as possible because I fell in love with it, and I still absolutely love this fragrance. It's also similar to the Saint Laurent, because I feel that it has a very warm, a lot of vanilla notes come out on it, which is something that normally I don't end up gravitating towards because, as you've noticed, I tend to go for more floral scents. But this one has that vanilla, it has that warm musk type of scent to it, but not the type of musk that just gives you an automatic type of headache or anything like that. But even though, like I said before, I'm not one to use fragrances solely in this type of season or in this type of weather, in the summertime, when I use this, I feel that it really elevates the fragrance even more so. So I use it year round, but I really gravitate towards it a lot when it comes to the summertime. So Tom Ford's Orchid Soleil. I've tried some of the other Tom Ford ones. They're a little too intense. They're a little too strong for me. I think it was Black Orchid, right? I think it's Black Orchid. It doesn't smell good on my body chemistry whatsoever. The next one is Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. I believe that this is the 1.7 fluid ounces. I'm not too sure because I don't have the little sticker on here anymore. I actually, between the two Miss Diors, I definitely end up using the Blooming Bouquet a lot more than this one. This one is very floral, but it seems to have a little bit more of a muskier floral to it, more of like a warmer floral to it. And I don't really, I don't know, I don't really gravitate towards it at all. I use it from time to time, not too often, but it kind of reminds me of Chanel's Chance. And I think that when it comes down to the Miss Dior, even though I do like it, I don't feel that it really stands out as a fragrance. I feel that it's very similar to this. It's very similar to that. And I think that when people end up smelling it, I feel that a lot of people do the same thing. You know, automatically they're like, oh, it smells exactly like this, that, or the other, in comparison to some of the other fragrances that I have shared with you guys already. So it's all right. It's not too bad. It has an awesome staying power, as I find that most Dior fragrances do. But yeah, like I said before, it is a floral. It's definitely a floral, and it just doesn't really stand out. So I tend to use the Blooming Bouquet a lot more than this one. All right, the next one is my all-time favorite. This is kind of like what I talked about with Ralph Lauren's Romance. I will buy this fragrance as long as it is still in production, and that is Dolce & Gabbana's No. 3 La Imperatrice. I absolutely, hands down, this is by far my favorite fragrance of all time. Of all time. And I just am crazy about it. It is very much so it has grapefruit notes. That's what I end up smelling the most. It has that citrus. It's a very light citrus with a floral dye down. But I feel that this fragrance smells incredible from start to finish. I have probably gone through, I think, maybe 7 or 8 different bottles when it comes to this fragrance. A lot more than any other fragrance that I have purchased in my entire life, because I am that crazy about it. It smells incredible. It has amazing staying power, and it's not powdery, it's not musky, it's not woodsy or spicy or anything like that. It has, I feel, the perfect combination of citrus notes with a hint of floral where they just blend perfectly together. So I am the biggest fan of No. 3 Dolce & Gabbana's La Imperatrice. And I forgot to mention, this is the 3.3 fluid ounces, the Eau de Toilette. when I was going through my fragrances, I actually found another one, so I was super happy. I thought I had another bottle that was down to like nothing, so I was excited that I have this one. But another one of my fantastic friends, Teresa, she actually gifted me one for Christmas, so I am extremely thankful for her for that, because she knows I absolutely love it. So if you want something light, if you want something that is, a lot of people prefer this in the spring and in the summer because of how light it is, but like I said before, year round, I will rock that fragrance always. So Dolce & Gabbana is number 3. All right, the next one, this fragrance is amazing. This is the Van Cleef & Arpels, I believe you pronounce it Fieri. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. If I'm not, my apologies. But this is actually the 3.3 fluid ounces, the Eau de Parfum. Now this scent, amazing staying power. Crazy staying power. Top note, best note, violets. And it's not like the Balenciaga. Like I said before, the Balenciaga tends to smell a little bit more synthetic. This one, my friends, smells like the violets are in, like they were crushed up and put in the bottle. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. It is an incredible fragrance. Like I said before, amazing staying power, tons of compliments anytime I wear it, because it's not like really any other fragrance. I don't think so. It kind of stands out on its own, and that's what I really, really like about it. So like I said, Van Cleef & Arpels Fieri, hopefully I said that correctly. Hopefully I'm saying the name correctly as well, because I know sometimes people say it differently, but it is incredible. So if you want something that really stands out on its own, I highly recommend it. All right, and then the last one that I have is Bond number 9. This is Central Park West. I believe that this is the 3.3 or the 3.4 fluid ounces. I don't have the sticker on here anymore, and I am missing the top because it's a little flower. It's a little bit bulbous, so I end up getting rid of it, because when I go to store these, it kind of gets in the way. But I am a huge fan of Bond number 9s. I used to have a lot more in my collection. This is the last one standing, and I am literally down to like the bare minimum. And what I really like about Bond number 9s is their staying power. And I'll be honest with you guys, they are extremely pricey when it comes to fragrances, but I feel that their price point warrants the fact that they end up lasting a very long time, and you don't have to wear too much of it either. So it really, I mean, a little bit goes a long way. So it's all a matter of personal preference if that's something that you end up going for or not. But I am a huge fan. This one smells very floral, fresh florals. It's not nauseating. It's not overwhelming. I feel that the first initial spray smells exactly as the die down does, which I really like. And it's not intense either. But I get tons of compliments, and I really shouldn't be wasting it either, right? By spraying it in the room. I'm sure my room smells horrible right now with all these different kinds. But anytime I wear it, I just need one, and it has an incredible lasting power. And I believe that these are all Eau de Parfums because of the oils that they have, so it makes them a little bit more intense. But like I said, a very floral, great dye down, not powdery or anything like that, and tons of compliments when it comes to Bond number 9. Another one of my favorite Bond number 9s, the last one that I had was Scent of Peace. It smells incredible. It reminds me of like bubblegum, like the Bubblicious Grape Bubblegum. I know some people are probably like, why would you want to smell like bubblegum? I don't know, but trust me, it smells amazing. I also have 2 fragrances from Louis Vuitton. These are small little samples, but we got these when we went to one of the events. And at first I wasn't too crazy about the Louis Vuitton fragrances. I felt that they were a little too intense on my body chemistry. But I have really started to enjoy this one a little bit more. So I dab a little bit, you know, maybe I'm doing little baby steps to see if I can get used to it. Because I know a lot of people have asked me if I have any Louis Vuitton fragrances, or if I am looking to purchase any or add them to my collection. So as of yet, I just have those samples that we got at the event, and I'm trying them out, see how they end up working on my body chemistry, because when I was at the boutique, I again didn't do them justice. I wanted to mention something really quickly, just in case it might end up helping someone out there. But in the past, I always ended up going for the larger fragrances, the 3.3 fluid ounces, the 3.4, what have you, especially because when you compare the prices between those bottles and the 1.7 or the 1 fluid ounces, sometimes it's only like a $30 difference, a $40 difference. So I figured go big or go home. And that's not necessarily the case for me anymore. I have found that I don't use them as often, so then I end up wasting the larger bottle. So now I feel that if I end up going for the smaller sizes, I can enjoy those a lot more and I don't have to worry that I'm going to waste it, because obviously I can't go through all these fragrances, you know, in like 5 months or anything like that. So I just thought I'd give you guys a small little tidbit of what I do. So again, maybe it might end up helping someone out there. All right, you guys, so that does it for my perfume collection. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to give you guys a little bit of information. Trust me, I am definitely not the best to be able to describe certain scents. I know people are very meticulous when it comes to fragrance selection and getting a proper review, but I just wanted to give you guys my 2 cents, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button down below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. But I would love to know in the comment section down below, what are some of your favorite fragrances? Is there a fragrance out there that you absolutely is tried and true and you recommend? I'm always looking for a new fragrance. I think that they're amazing. Like I said before, I was a drug dog in a previous lifetime or what have you. So I'm that crazy person that when I smell someone wearing a fragrance, I'll go back to that person and say, excuse me, are you wearing perfume? And I'll ask them. I have no shame, all right? I have no shame asking someone what kind of fragrance they're using, because I really like it. I enjoy it that much. But again, I would love to hear any recommendations or your ride or die type of fragrances in the comment section down below. So thank you again so much for watching, and as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.